What's up? Welcome back today with the light units. I started off here in the event page for the vendor to show the 2-star wisps because these are the only wisps that you can purchase. The light wisps right here, 4 capsules apiece. That is again in the event page under vendor. You can buy 3 stars and 4 stars. I bought them all already, but you can always buy 2-star wisps during the main events every month. They are great for evolving up other units. Like I said before, great little evolvation units. You can purchase them right here. And now we are going to go and get into the real part of the video. I just wanted to showcase that part real quick. Here they are again. And on to the 3 stars. We have the light steel wings. I have seen people using him in their metal team. Some people use him in their death lab team. Not seeing him used a ton in other places, though he does have this skill 3 solar array, remove 2 debuffs on all allies and recover 26% HP. Afterward, grant all allies 2 turns of immunity. So this is a great first turn unit for anywhere that you need to throw up immunity. Great for defenses in territory war, if you need a cheap guy that throws up immunity in one of your dungeons, he is a great option. Also cleanses off 2 debuffs with this skill before he throws up the immunity, along with a heal. Great little 3-star unit. Really like him. At 6-star, he gets effect accuracy for these other skills, where he's got the Raven takes flight and skill 2, attack an enemy 3 times, and this just inflicts 2 turns of incurable. There's no percentage chance. It just says it. Each jack inflicting 2 turns of incurable. Extra accuracy is always good. Holy Bolt skill 1, attack an enemy 2 times. When targeting an ally, convert the damage dealt into healing. This is one of the uh, few units that can attack other units and heal them. You can set his intelligence to do that. If you are unaware what intelligence is, I am going to be making another video in a little bit when I'm done with this one, showcasing two, two really cool quality of life features in this game. One of them is intelligence. On to the 3-star clockwork. He becomes an elemental crit leader skill like all of the other clockworks. It is 18% crit rate to all light units. He's got this Wheeljack passive. Damage dealt to targets with a maximum health higher than your own is increased by 20%. He is fantastic in Abyss. He is fantastic in Juggernaut. He is a really good dungeon unit. If you need a single target nuker, he is a great option. And damage taken from targets with attack power higher than your own is reduced by 20%. Additionally, against targets with defense higher than your own, ignore 85% of your defense. Ambush skill 2, attack an enemy. Afterwards, grant yourself 2 turns speed up. Damage is based on your speed, so the faster he goes, this attack does boost his speed. It is after the attack, so next time he comes around, he'll still have this because it's only a 2-turn cooldown. He has 2 turns of that. He'll have this speed up still, and he'll be able to really do some nice damage with this. Skill 1 knock, attack an enemy and inflict 2 turn of speed down. Damage again is based on your speed. Faster he is, more damage he does. Really like this unit. He is great, like I said, in Abyss and in Juggernaut. Light Popo Rider, she is the goat of all dungeons. I will hear no other hear no nobody is allowed to talk shit about my girl, all right? I absolutely love these girls. One of my favorite 3-star units. She has a light teammates get 25% attack leader skill, which is great. At 6 stars, she gains an extra 15% crit rate. Her powerful swing is skill 3, attack an enemy and inflict 1 turn of stun. Damage is based on target's max HP. Inflict an additional 40% damage to targets immune to stun. She is great in dungeons. She is great, great, great. She pumps out a lot of damage. I use her for my boxer team, my metal team, my anonymous team. I think I have one in a couple of my Abyss teams. I'm pretty sure I will end up having at least one in um, my Juggernaut teams once I get those built, because I still need to get those built. But yeah, fantastic unit, great everywhere. She pumps out a lot of damage. Popo Butt skill 2, attack an enemy. Damage is based on target's max HP. She hits for 14% of the target's max HP. She pops hard with this Popo Butt. Skill 1 swing, attack an enemy with a 70% chance to inflict 2 turn blind, which increases their chance of glancing, which is great in dungeons. Light Dome Fighter. She is a fantastic tunnel unit, and she is fantastic in guild content with his 18% crit leader skill. She gains resistance at 6 star. She has this Bring It On passive. The incoming damage of one hit won't exceed 20% of your max HP. Grant yourself 2 turn immunity when this effect occurs. Booing. Grant yourself 2 turn defense up, then inflict 1 turn taunt on all enemies with a 100% chance once she is skilled up, which means she is taking aggro from everyone. And she also mitigates her own damage with this passive. That is why she is so good for tunnel. And then her skill 1, consecutive drive, attack an enemy 2 times. Each attack inflicts 1 turn stun with a 60% chance once she is skilled up, and damage is based on your defense. So you make her nice and tanky, nice and tanky, nice and tanky. Great unit. Absolutely love her for tunnel. Fantastic unit. Light Hog Chef. She is great for Vegas. She is a really good reviver. She also has this all around speed lead. It's only 12, but it's still a speed lead. At 6 stars, she gets an effect resistance of 20%. Skill 3, Vitality Feast. Revive a dead ally and recover the HP of all allies by 26% when she is skilled up. Support. Increase the action bar of an ally target by 100%. Also grant the target 1 turn of attack up and effect up. Love this little support skill. And then charge. Skill 1, attack an enemy, increase action bar by 10% of the ally with the highest action bar. She is a great reviver, like I said. She also does a decent amount of healing, and she has this great action bar increase, and she also does effect up and attack up. She is a great little unit. I absolutely love her for Vegas. Light Sharpshooter, another good one. She has a little bit of a different kit than the other sharpshooters. Like all the other ones, she does have this light team leader skill. She improves her sharp arrow at 6 star. It absorbs attack bar, tagging them any defense down and absorb attack bar. Skill 3, Adrenaline. Recover HP by 36% and increases action bar by 30% of all allies. So it's a heal and action bar boost. Afterwards, removes all inability debuffs. So she has a action bar increase, HP recovery, and cleanse. Really nice. Only a 3 turn cooldown as well. And she also has this spell shot. Attack an enemy and remove all buffs on the target. Very nice. Very nice. Um, I don't really get her see her used much, which is weird considering her kit. Um, she's got a really nice base speed as well of 99. Uh, yeah, I don't know why people aren't using her. I think she'd be pretty decent for anonymous, you know. She will have the attribute advantage. She'll also have the attribute disadvantage, but you want this girl to be built pretty tanky because she's not really there for damage, but she will be there to take off the debuff if she needs to. She's also got some recovery, some cleanse. She boosts the action bar. She steals some action bar with this. Um, yeah, I think she'd be pretty decent for anonymous. And then guild content, she'd be a good little unit to boost up some other light teammates. Light Turtle Tank, absolutely love him. He is a great defensive unit. At 6-star, he gets an elemental HP lead. His skill 3 passive Bulwark increase the max HP of all allies by 10% of your max HP. If he is over 40%, he is gaining over 4,000 HP to all his allies. Absolutely love him. Decrease the incoming damage of all allies except you by 15%. This effect will not stack with other effects. That's okay, but he is still decreasing 15%. 15% of incoming damage to other allies. You want to make him super tanky, give him a lot of HP, and just let him be a big punching bag. Skill 2, Steam Jet. Attack an enemy 3 times. Each attack has a 70% chance to inflict 2-turn defense down. Damage based on your max HP. Again, build him with a lot of HP. Hits for 12% of his HP all 3 times. Really, really powerful. A lot more powerful than it looks. Air Cannon. Attack an enemy and has a 50% chance to inflict a 1-turn stun damage based on your max HP. He is a fantastic unit. I have had him in my arena defense for a while. He's a really good unit. The Light Bouncing Joker, he is a fantastic dungeon unit. A lot of people absolutely love him. He gets an attack leader skill at 6-star. He's got this Mockery Mask passive. When attacking a target with debuffs or a target without debuffs, it will always be a critical hit. Additionally, each debuff on the target increases damage by 10%. Yeah, he's pretty powerful. Trick. Recover the HP of all allies by 198% of your attack and grant them 3-turn crit dampen. Dampen is a great, great skill. It is a fantastic skill. Decrease the chance of getting a critical attack by 50%. Great, great skill. Skill 1, soft slap, attack an enemy and inflict 1-turn attack down. This attack ignores enemy's defense. Yeah, guys, this guy hits pretty damn hard. Giant, Light Giant. He has a dungeon speed skill of 18. At 6-star, he gains 15% crit rate. Hyperforce passive. Recover the HP of all allies by 20% of your max HP if you land a critical hit on your turn. Healing amount will be halved if not on your turn. So he still heals if he gets that um, team up mechanic from the other units that we've talked about that have that team up mechanic. His Hyperforce will activate. It will just activate for 10% of his max HP, but it will still activate, which is nice. Also, on your turn. So, oh, half if not on your turn. So he would also be really good on a revenge set. Because if he's revenging and he crits, the Hyperforce will also activate. So good, good revenge. Body slam, attack an enemy. If this attack land as a critical hit, apply damage. Apply 1 stun, damage based on your max HP. Again, you want to make him nice and tanky because you want him to be able to heal a lot. So, body press, attack an enemy and inflict 1-turn taunt, 80% chance. Damage based on your max HP again. I'll be honest, I don't really see him in dungeons much. If anybody is using him in a dungeon, let me know. Um, he might be a decent revenge and for anonymous. because I guess you could probably put maybe the taunt up on him. I'm not sure. I don't know if he can take the taunt. Maybe he's just mostly a PvP unit. Um, Not everybody's built for the dungeons, guys. Water, your roll, not water. The light, your on. Another fantastic unit for tunnel. Fantastic unit all around. He is great. I absolutely love this guy. I have one built on crit damage. He hits pretty hard. He recovers a lot. He's great. I really like this guy. He does not get a, well, he gets a leader skill. It's elemental resistance leader. Toxic protein passive. This is the good stuff. When an attack lands as a critical hit, there is a 70% chance to apply a stun. If the enemy is already under inability effects, your attack will absorb 10% of the action bar and recover HP to all allies equal to 10% of the damage dealt. Splash, skill 2. Attack all enemies 2 times so you can 1 get them stunned if they're not already stunned. And then the second attack will recover some health for your allies. That is why I like this guy so much. Attack all enemies 2 times. Apply defense down and stun 2 turns with a 60% chance. Yeah. Yeah, I like this guy. Splash, mixed with this toxic protein, makes him a very good unit for tunnel. He's got the skill 1 spike, attack the enemy, and apply incurable for 1 turn with a 100% chance once he is skilled up. Again, fantastic tunnel unit. I I do use him for some of my guild content as well. So pretty decent unit, guys. Decent unit all around. The light pumpkin freak. This is the guy that I prefer in Death Lab because he again has this team up mechanic. Sinister Calling. Apply 3 turn of incurable to the enemy target, then attack together with 1 to 3 other allies who have the highest attack power. Number of selected allies increases based on your attack power. I love this unit. He is great. He hits hard. He brings in your hardest hitters with him. He is designed to pop. Pop, 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 pop. You get him some multi hitters to go along with him, which is what you want for the Death Lab. You get 3 of them. They are absolutely just popping hard. Love that. Love that skill. Skill 2 Pumpkin Vine. Attack the enemy 3 times, each with a probability of 80% to remove 1 buff and apply defense down for 2 turns and apply 2 turns of speed down. Great, great, great for Death Lab. Rend. Attack the enemy 2 times with a 60% probability to apply defense down for 1 turn. Like I said, I absolutely love this guy in Death Lab. Probably good in other dungeons. Um, I haven't really tried him out in other dungeons yet, but I'm gonna. I think I took my gear off of him and put them on somebody else, so I gotta re-gear him up. But he has a really nice base speed. All these pumpkin freaks do. Yeah, great unit. Really like him. On to the 4 stars. The Light Occult Dancer is a 4-star. She has a dungeon speed lead of 25. She gains 15 speed when she is 6-starred. She has Miracle skill 3, grant all alive allies 2-turn revive, or revive a dead ally with 50% HP. Afterwards, refresh target's cooldown. This ability cannot be affected by cooldown modifying effects. Okay, so it's always going to be a 4-turn cooldown, but you can grant an alive ally 2-turn revive, or you can revive a dead ally with 50% HP. That's a pretty decent skill, and only a 4-turn cooldown, and it also refreshes the cooldown. That's pretty decent. That's a pretty decent skill. Deep breathing, skill 2, extend the duration of buffs and shorten the duration of debuffs of by 1 turn for all allies and recover their HP by 20%. The recovery amount increases according to the number of buffs/debuffs granted on each target. Nice skill. And then solo skill 1, again, underrated skill for these girls. Attack an enemy, damage is based on target's max HP. Yes, it's only 7%, but she is a support unit that is dealing max HP damage. Fantastic. The Light Sky Police becomes an arena defense leader at 6-star. Skill 3, quick execution. Attack an enemy 4 to 7 times. Each attack absorbs action bar by 10%. The attack count increases according to your speed. Damage based on your defense resets the cooldown of this ability if target gets killed. PvP unit, you want her to hit hard. You want her to be fast, but you want her to hit like a tank. Here comes the defense up to just boost her defense some more. That's great. This is a good unit. All right. I don't have one, but it's a good unit. Grant yourself 3-turn defense up and immunity. Gain an extra turn after using this ability. So use this into this. It's got a big multiplier, only with 2 of its turns. So it's probably a lot of damage up in here with her when she's skilled up. Yeah, this quick execution probably does pretty decent amount of damage. Absorbs action bar, resets the skill. Very, very good little single target nuker. And her Shield of Law skill 1, attack an enemy and inflict a 1-turn defense down with an 80 to 100% chance once skilled up. Damage is based on your defense. If you get attacked, you have a 25% chance to counterattack with Shield of Law. So, like the other ones, she has the revenge mechanic. Um, Great PvP unit, looks like. Might be able to do something with this in some dungeons, maybe. If you put her on ambush, and you might be able to pump out some damage with her to use this. Um, just because she can just pop, 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 pop down. Get some ambush, and then she'll ignore some defense. Light Ant Cannon. 6-star, he gets an arena speed lead skill of 25. Magnet Disorder, skill 3. Deplete the action bar of all allies and enemies. Inflict 1 turn of paralysis to all enemies and grant all allies 1 turn speed up. You will get 1 turn of stun after using this ability. This ability can't be resisted and ignores immunity. This is a great arena offense unit. He needs to be extremely fast, so he goes first, or extremely slow, so he goes last. I mean, you can really build him either way. That's the fun part about this unit. Um, he's got a lot of different options you can go with. Great unit. Fanatic Pheromone. Got it. Fanatic Pheromone. Grant all allies 2-turn attack up and crit up. Uppercut. Attack an enemy. If attack on your turn, gain an extra turn with a 30% chance. This is his violent mechanic in action, like always. Really like this ant cannon. Really like him. Light Archon. Dick. Resistance leader. Once he is 6-starred, the immortal passive. When your HP is below half, absorb HP equal to 10% of your max HP from the enemy at the end of the enemy's turn. When your HP is above half, if another ally suffers a fatal attack, transfer HP equal to 20% of your max HP to the ally. He is really good at keeping his teammates alive. He is really good at keeping himself alive. He is a great defensive based unit. Um, great defensive all-around unit. If you have one, I highly suggest you building him and putting him on your defense somewhere, whether it be a airship, territory war, or just flat out in arena. I have seen him. He is very effective. Skill 2, Drain Essence, attack all enemies 3 times and recovers HP by 50% of the damage dealt. Each attack has a 25% chance to absorb their action bar by 15%. He sucks out action bar, he drains HP, he self heals, and he's got this passive where he's keeping other people alive. This is a really, really, really solid, strong unit. Telekinesis, attack an enemy 3 times. Each attack has a 40 to 60% chance to inflict 2 turns of speed down. Solid unit all around. Really recommend building him if you get him. Light Bookworm. He just got a little bit of a nerf, but he is still a fantastic unit. At 6 star, he improves his element bolt. He gets no leader skill because he is so awesome. His skill 3, Omnipotent, removes all debuffs on all allies and recovers their HP by 36% once he's skilled up. Also revives all dead allies with 30% HP and then grant all allies 1 stack of Nullify. Skill 2, Prediction. Restore 20% health to all allies and grant 1 stack of Foresight. Gain an extra turn after using this ability. He has a double AoE heal. One includes Revive. Cleanse, AoE heal, Revive. He is a fantastic, fantastic support unit. And then on skill 1, Element Bolt, attack enemy has a 50 to 80% chance to inflict 2-turn incurable. And once he is stick starred, a 2-turn defense down as well. He is a great unit. Absolutely love him. Absolutely love this guy. He is great. Ninrat, the light Ninrat. At 6 star, he becomes an elemental speed lead, 25 for all light units. He has the Zanshin passive. Gain 1 point at the end of the turn. For each point, there is a 10% chance to gain an additional turn and ignore 10% of the enemy's defense when attacking. If an enemy is revived, immediately gain a turn and increase point by 7. After the extra turn ends, the points will be reset. Shadowless Kick. Attack an enemy 2 times. Each attack has a 60% chance to inflict 30% stun. This attack ignores 30% of the defense. And the Zanshin ignores 10% for each stack. If there is a revived unit, it goes up to 7, so that's 70%. This ignores 30%, so if you add that together, that's a 100% ignore defense with a 180 times 2 attack. 180% times 2 ignores a 100% of defense if you build up the Zanshin. Completely ignores defense. Very good single target nuker if you need him. Very good nuker. Attack an enemy and inflict a 1-turn damage over turn. Damage based on your speed. Speed and attack, that's where you want to be with him. You want this passive to start stacking. Light Engineer Robot, I see him used all the time. I really wish I could get one of these guys. He is great for the Abyss. He is great for the Juggernaut. I've seen him used really everywhere, guys. Like, he's just a great all-around unit. He's got an arena speed lead skill, 25. He gains resistance by 20% once he's 6-starred. He's got the Deus Ex Machina passive. Increases the action bar of all allies by 15% whenever your turn ends. Additionally, apply 2 turns of defense down when attacking an enemy and grant 2 turns defense up when healing an ally. Great, great unit. Maintenance. Recover HP by 24% and decrease cooldown by 1 turn for all allies. Recover 24%, decrease cooldown, and because of the passive, he is throwing up a defense up on all allies. This skill cannot be affected by cooldown modifying abilities, just like all the other maintenances, but it's only 3 turns, and he's also throwing up 2 turns of defense up along with it. This is a great unit. Deconstruct, skill 1, attack an enemy has a 50% chance to remove 1 buff, damage based on your defense, so he's going to be built nice and tanky, and he's got a strip, and he also throws up defense up if he attacks the enemy, which he is going to be stripping. So he's got a strip into defense break. He's also got a heal into defense up. Fantastic unit. He is good everywhere. Like I said, I have seen him used all around. Light Gunslinger. Here is one of those really cool luck-based units. As 6-star, he gets 15% crit rate. He has a dungeon crit rate reader skill of 25%. Skill 3, Lucky Shot passive. When attacking, there is a chance to ignore 60% of the enemy's defense with the activation chance equal to your luck rate. When attacking, there is a chance to ignore 60% of the enemy's defense with the activation chance equal to your luck rate. You give him 100% luck, he ignores 60% of the enemy's defense. Very straightforward. Additionally, if your crit rate is higher than the target's, your attack will always land as a critical hit. He doesn't even need to have full crit rate. Aim shot skill 2. Apply 1 turn mark on the enemy and then attack. Mark increases damage by 25%. So he's throwing up a debuff that increases his damage, and then he is attacking. This attack will not land as a glancing hit, deals double damage to bosses or enemies that are under inability effects. He is a fantastic dungeon unit. He will speed up any dungeon team you have because all of your dungeon teams need to have at least 100% luck. And if you have a 100% luck, he is always going to be ignoring over half of their defense. You throw some ambush rooms on him too, ambush gear on him too. He can ignore 85% of the dungeon boss's defense. Fantastic unit. I really would like one. Fast draw, skill 1. Attack an enemy 2 times, damage based on your speed. Fantastic for speed dungeons. Light Bondman. He has a light teammate accuracy, 33% leader skill. He gains 20% accuracy at 6-star. Mega Flashbang, attack all enemies, remove 2 buffs, and has a 100% chance to inflict 3 turns of blind. Enemies in stealth cannot resist this skill and will replace blind with stun. That's pretty decent. That is a pretty decent skill 3 right there, guys. Time Bomb, skill 2. Plant an enemy on all enemies that explodes after 2 turns. This ability receives a 30% effect accuracy bonus. Bomb damage is equal to 429% of your attack. You want him to be kind of squishy, but you can still get him some HP and subs. Cherry Bomb skill 1, attack an enemy and has a 30-40% chance once skilled up to inflict a 1-turn stun. I've heard he is a fantastic, fantastic bomber. I think he would be better with this strip right here is just this is dastardly. I like that. Just like that. Like that skill. All right. We got the Light Ghost Captain. He gains 15 speed once he is 6-star, pushing him up to 115 once stacked. That is a fast unit. All teammates get 25% effect resistance. That's actually not a bad skill. I know you guys probably think I'm stupid, but I like resistance and accuracy. I'm one of those weird ones. Mirage passive. When an ally is attacked, there is a 20% chance to cause the attack to glance. This effect does not stack. If an enemy lands a glancing hit, counterattack the enemy. Additionally, after attacking, recover 18% HP to the ally with the lowest HP. I hate fighting this unit in arena. He is a pain. He is basically the bane of my existence. He is a great unit, but I hate fighting him. Captain's Order Skill 2, attack a target indiscriminately. When attacking an ally, there is a 1. They will immediately gain a turn. When attacking an enemy, decrease their action bar by 100%. So Captain's Order, he either increases an ally's attack action bar to 100 or depletes an enemy's action bar by 1. That is what this means. Very good unit. Ghost Crew skill 1, attack an enemy and deals less damage to all other enemies. He would be fantastic on Bash Gear because why wouldn't you put him on Bash Gear? Light Annihilator. I like this guy in Tunnel. He is a good unit. He gains 20% accuracy when he's Sticksard. Light teammates get a 25% crit boost as a leader skill. Thorn Guard passive. When an ally other than yourself, duh, that's what an ally is attacked, counterattack the attacker. Attacking 3 times and applying damage over turn for 1 turn with each attack. He is great for popping up damage over turn. Every time somebody gets attacked on your team, he will just counterattack, damage overturn them. You can bleed someone real quick. Skill 2 spray, attack all enemies with a 70-80% chance to apply 2 turns of blind. When hitting a target with damage over turn, reduce this ability's cooldown by 1 turn. Very good. Skill 1 sting, attack an enemy with a 60% chance to inflict 3 turns of damage over turn. This attack ignores all buffs on the target. This attack can kill through unyield, just like all the other annihilators. I really like these scorpions for that reason. Light Wisp Capture, I just got one. He is great. I am still working on getting him to the point where he can be my dungeon attack leader. He's almost there. Almost. He gets attack leader for dungeons once he is 6-starred. His skill 3, Metal Storm, attack all enemies 2 times, applies defense down for 3 turns, and reduces the action bar by 30%. Increase damage based on your max HP. This skill cannot be resisted. I really like this skill. It is great. Skill 2, Suppress Siphon, attacks all enemies and recover HP equal to 20% of the damage dealt. For targets with lower level than yourself, deal an additional 2% damage per level. You don't really find that much. Skill 1 Vortex, attack an enemy, has a 70% chance to decrease the action bar by 30%. He is a great dungeon unit. I've used him for some guild content, attacking. Pretty good wiper. Really good AoE nuker. Really like him. The Light Bear, the bane of half the people watching this video, I am sure. He does not get a leader skill. At 6-star, he gets a 20% effect resistance boost. Bane passive. When your max HP is higher than the enemy's, your crit rate increases by 30% and decreases the crit chance you receive by 70%. If the damage taken is less than 15% of your max HP, you will counterattack. Gigging, skill 1, which is what the counterattack is, attack an enemy 2 times, applying 2 turns of defense down with a 50% chance each. Recover yourself by 30% of the damage dealt. Damage increases based on your max HP. This guy is fantastic on every kind of defense. He's not a bad offensive unit. He is great. I absolutely love this guy. Bear down the mountain, grant yourself 2-turn crit up and attack all enemies. If you kill an enemy, you will gain 1 turn of unyield. Damage increases based on your max HP. It is 25% of his max HP, and if he has more HP than who he's hitting, he gains he gains crit rate from his passive, and he gets a crit buff from his skill. This is a fantastic unit that does not need a lot of crit rate. He just needs crit damage and a ton of HP and a ton of resistance. Fantastic unit. He should be a 5-star. And the 4-star Light Ripper getting a buff. He's getting a buff. His damage is getting boosted. So all you people out there complaining about his damage that have him, he is getting a boost. It's coming. At 6-star, he gets a guild accuracy leader, so he's going to be good for guild content. Kill Omatic 3000. Throw random items that are found in your hat to attack an enemy 4 times. Cleaver, attack. Inflict defense down for 2 turns. Hammer, defense. Inflicts stun for 1 turn. Flask, HP. Inflicts toxic for 2 turns. And Grenade, speed. Deals defense, ignoring damage. The higher the corresponding stat, the higher the chance to find that item. So if you have higher attack and speed, he is going to deal a defense down and more defense ignoring damage, obviously. If you have a more tanky, he's going to stun and throw up toxic, which decreases max HP by 5% each turn. So it all depends on how you want to build him for how this attack will play out for you. But it does do damage of 60% of your attack and 60% of your defense. So it is purely, purely, purely even. However you want to build him, that is your prerogative. Boomerang Hat, skill 2. Attack the enemy and increase your action bar by 50%. Damage based on your speed. After using other abilities during your turn, there is a 30% chance to automatically cast this ability. Really good unit. Insidious Strikes, skill 1. Attack an enemy 2 times. Each attack has a 70% chance to apply Incurable for 2 turns. All right, that is the last of the 4 stars. We are going to get into these 5 stars. This is where the video is going to slow down because I do not have a single one of these units. So this is my first time reading a lot of these. First time. Been playing this game for 2 months. I haven't bothered because nobody has these units. So this is like my first time looking at these. Light String Maid. I literally saw the first one of these get pulled a little bit ago in chat. Literally, the very first one. At 6-star, she gains 15 speed, bumping her up to a 115 speed. Once she is stacked, she is a light dark 5-star, so that's going to be kind of hard. So let's say 110. Leader skill. All teammates get 33% effect resistance. Skill 3 passive, My Pleasure. The healing effect caused is increased by 100% when you recover other allies' HP or action bar. You also gain the same bonus. Additionally, after healing an ally, both you and that ally will receive a 30% effect activation rate bonus and a 30% damage increase when using active skills until you change the target of your healing. Holy crap. Root for you. Recover HP by 36% and increase the action by 100% of a target ally. This is a really good unit. Yeah. PvP, I think. PvP. I don't think she would be good in dungeons. I don't think you'd want to use this skill. Um, in like Juggernaut or anything. Um, Definitely PvP, but definitely a good unit. She'll be popping out a lot of extra damage. She'll be great. She would be great in territory war as an initiator, which is what your thing is. Good unit. String light string made. Light puppet artist, another 5 star. Arena HP leader skill, 42%. She gains 15 speed when she is 6 starred. Skill 3, Spectrum Swap. Switch the action bar and HP ratios of the target, then increase action bar of all allies by 15%. Cannot target yourself. Warm Colors, Skill 2. Remove all debuffs on target ally. Recovers HP of all allies by 24% and grant them 1 turn immunity. Skill 1, Dream Touch. Attack an enemy has a 30% chance to absorb target's action bar by 15% and inflict 1 turn of speed down, damage based on your speed. This is kind of a disappointing 5 star. Uh, 1 turn of immunity, a little bit of health. That does not. If someone has this unit and this is more OP than it sounds in this, like I get that it's got the 50% action bar, and then yeah, this is kind of a disappointing 5 star. I would be very unhappy if I got this. Light Assassin. 33 speed lead for Arena. That's always good. Gains 15% crit rate at 6 star. Creed of the Brotherhood, skill 3. When gaining a buff effect during your turn, increase the action bar of all allies by 10%. If defeated while holding any buff or debuff, revive with 10% HP for each effect. Well, you want to get him there with a bunch of little buffs all over. Deadly Price, skill 2, consume 50% of your current HP, then attack the target. The lower your HP, the more defense is ignored. Gain 2 turns of shield based on 50% of the damage dealt. Yep, you want to give him a bunch of buffs so that he eats some of his HP, and then he'll throw up this shield afterward. And then he's probably, yeah, he's got this Poison Shift, skill 1. Attack the target, apply 2 turns damage over turn. Both yourself and the target. This effect cannot be resisted. You know what? I just give him immunity, and then he can't damage overturn himself. You know, unless it can't be resisted, even with immunity. I don't have him. I'll have to ask one of my guildmates if immunity will keep him from poisoning himself. I have one guildmate that has one. I'll have to ask them, see if I can get some confirmation on that, and we will let you know in a later date if that is correct. But that would be my idea to say. Light Twin Blade, fantastic unit. Gives me a lot of trouble in tunnel. He is a good PvP unit. At 6 star, he gains 15% crit rate. He has a 42% defense arena leader skill. Titanium passive, immune against all negative effects, and has a 20% chance to block debuffs that are applied to other allies. In addition, all allies will retain at least 70% of your base defense, even if affected by effects that decrease defense or ignore defense. This guy is fantastic for PvP. Um, Honestly, this skill right here might be good for other places. Like, I think if I had one of these guys, I wouldn't mind running him in tunnel. Attacking enemy 2 times. First attack removes 1 buff. Second attack increases cooldowns by 2 turns. Yeah, this would be a great unit for tunnel. Great unit all around. Really good single target damage dealer looks like. Increasing cooldowns for tunnel. Um, PvP content. Yeah. Quick slash attack an enemy. Cast double slash automatically on a random enemy. If target gets killed by this attack, damage is based on your attack and defense. So yeah, you want him nice and tanky. Um, He's immune to inability effects. He can block debuffs on other allies. And he's got a lot of defense. Even if they get defense broken, they still have a lot of defense. Even if they don't have defense, they've got a lot of defense. So great unit. Great unit. Light man at arms. He has an all around speed lead of 25. At 6-star, his thrust gets improved to damage based on your speed. Thrust skill 1, damage is increased based on the target's HP getting worse and his single attack. We'll go over here to Parabellum skill 3. Remove all debuffs, grant 2-turn effect up on all allies, and refresh their cooldown. This ability cannot be affected by cooldown modifying abilities. It is a 5-turn cooldown, but he removes all debuffs, grants effect up, and refreshes cooldown. Completely refreshes cooldown. Skill 2, intervene. Grant an ally 2-turn of escort and 2-turn of healing overturn to yourself, gaining an extra turn after using this ability. This is a fantastic. Uh, sorry, PvP, wherever PvE doesn't matter. This will work everywhere. This is a fantastic skill. This is a fantastic leader skill. This is a fantastic unit that you can literally use anywhere that you want to. Light Iron Fist at 6-star, she gains 20% effect resistance. She has a light HP leader skill of 42%. Skill 3, Finger of Judgment passive, immune to a defense down, counterattack the enemy with a critical hit if an ally receives a critical hit and increases your action bar by 15%. Great. Skill 3, she is a really good PvP unit. Lift, recover the HP of an ally by 50% and grant 2-turn defense up and 1 turn of immunity. So she got this passive where she will always counterattack, and this where she heals and puts up immunity for one player, one ally. Attack an enemy and remove one buff with a 75% chance. Damage is based on your defense. Great tank. Great tank. Um, Mostly PvP. I don't think nobody really has her, so she's not getting used anywhere else. But she could probably get used other places with this removing a buff and the counterattack. She increases her action bar, so she's going to make herself go faster. So she's going to get this lift off more often. So good unit. Like Dr. Evil, I have seen him. I have fought him in Tunnel. I absolutely hate this fucking unit. At 6-star, he gets an effect accuracy of 20%. He has a light 33% crit lead. Relativity passive, skill 3. Debuffs applied to you, blue reflective, excluding an ability effects. The only freaking effects that work on this guy are stun and I think burn works on him, and so does freeze. I'm sure root will also work on him um, because it's technically an inability effect. When enemies receive a debuff, your action bar increases by 10%. Additionally, your attacks ignore all targets' buffs. He can really hit hard. He really messes with me in Tunnel. Skill 2, Gamma Ray. Attack all enemies with a 70% chance to inflict 1-turn stun and 2 turns of speed down. Skill 1, Laser. Attack an enemy 2 times. Each attack has a 50% chance to apply 2 turns of blind. Damage is based on your speed. Great unit all around. Really like this relativity passive. It really messes. Light Electromancer. He gains a 20% accuracy at 6-star. He has a 33% accuracy leader skill. Super Superconduct space. Swap the current and missing portions of action bar for everyone. Then increase all allies' action bar by 10%. Afterward, grant all allies 2 stacks of foresight, glancing hit by 100%, and 2 turns of counterattack. Reverse polarity, attack all enemies with an 80% chance to remove all buffs and replace several buffs to debuffs. He is going to be a great PvP unit. He is a defensive PvP unit. Um, Could probably use this in offense too if you got one, because this sounds super OP, but you got to get one. Good luck. Attack enemy 3 times, shock skill 1, and increase your action bar by 10% each time if it lands as a critical hit like all the other ones. He is a really good unit. He has a lot of accuracy already built into him, which is what you kind of want so that he can start swapping things around and removing buffs and replacing them with debuffs. Strong unit. Light Music Queen, I love her. She is my favorite. She is the reason that I brought down my queen story, because she looks a little bit like the Music Queen with her, just a little bit, just a little bit. And then you guys already know Starlight. She's been down a couple times already, but Starlight and Light units, I couldn't not bring. Light Music Queen. She gains 15 speed when she is 6-star. She has a 33% accuracy lead. Her skill 3, Silent Nocturne, which is her bread and butter. I absolutely love this skill. She wrecks with this skill. Inflict 2 turns of silence and oblivion to all allies and increase their action bar of all allies by 20%. Fantastic skill 3. She is good everywhere. Tunnel, um, anywhere you need to use oblivion, PvP, tunnel. She's a great unit. Moonlight skill 2, attack an enemy, remove all buffs on the target, and inflict 1 turn of sleep with a 100% chance once she is skilled up. Skill 1, dissonance, attack an enemy and inflict 2 turn attack down with an 80% chance once she is skilled up. Fantastic unit. Light sorcerer, 25% speed lead, gains 20% accuracy once he is 6-starred. Light screen, remove all buffs on all allies and grant them 2 turns of immunity and invincible for ally with HP below half. Extend the duration of all buffs by 1 turn. So if he pops this light screen up and they only have 49% HP, they get 3 turns of immunity and invincible, not just 2. That is awesome. Mana Spread, skill 2, attack all enemies and inflict 1 turn silence, damage based on target's max HP. Like that. Mana Flow, attack an enemy has a 50% chance to inflict 1 turn of stun. Light Mr. Barbarian, this guy is a pain to deal with in the Lost Tunnel, as I'm sure you are aware. It is all because of his passive. At 6-star, he gains 20% effect resistance. He has a light defense leader skill, 42%. Here is his big, awesome skill, Energy Warp passive, skill 3, immune against inability effects. When other allies are under inability effects, they will be immune to action bar reduction effects. Immediately gain a turn when other allies or enemies lose their turn due to inability effects. Gaining turns from the enemy is limited by cooldown. Additionally, at the beginning of each turn, increase action power by 50%, increasing up to 5 times. This guy gains a lot of power, and this energy warp really messes people up in tunnel. This guy can do a lot of damage really quick and completely wipe a team. This guy is amazing. Skill 2, Megaton Smash. Attack an enemy. This attack will not land as a glancing hit and ignores all buffs on the target, and he hits for 550% of his attack, and he already boosts his attack by up to 250% from his passive, and it does not go away. At the beginning of each turn, increased attack power stacks 5 times. Does not go away. Attack an enemy, inflict 2 turns damage over turn if the attack lands as a critical hit. He is a great PvP unit. Light Mercenary Mother. Nope, she gets an all teammates 33% accuracy leader skill. At 6 stars, she improves her back swipe. Recovers HP of an ally. HP of an ally. Does not say of her. It might recover her HP. If there's somebody that has a light Merc Mom and you have her 6 starred, please leave a comment down below. Let me know if this 6 star ability improves her HP, recovers her own HP, or just HP of an ally. Because the way it's worded, it looks like it will not improve her HP. Declare War, skill 3 passive. No, this is just a skill. Declare War. Apply Taunt to all enemies for 2 turns. Gain an extra turn after using this ability. When enemies attack you due to this effect, there is a 40% chance they will glance. Hyper Scissors. Grant yourself 1 turn of invincible. When attack the enemy, applying or extending 1 turn of taunt. Deal extra damage to targets with lower defense. Damage is based on your defense. So she is going to taunt all enemies, get another turn, and then she's going to pop up her invincible, and then extend at least one person's taunt with that skill if she uses it right after, which I would. And then this attack has a 50% chance to inflict stun for 1 turn, damage based on your defense, and will cover HP of an ally. So she's a good PvP unit again. Would be a good tank for Juggernaut, probably. Yeah, like her. Good unit. Light Wandering Monk. He has a guild crit rate leader skill, 33%. At 6 star, he gains 20% accuracy. Karma Varana passive. The effect of increasing the action bar for all allies and enemies except yourself is halved. Whenever the enemy uses or triggers an action bar increasing skill, your action bar will also increase by 20%. He is awesome. Don't see him used much because there aren't many of them out there, but he is a very good unit. Meditation, skill 2, attack all enemies 3 times, with each attack having a 35% chance to remove 1 buff and inflict 1 turn of stun. Damage is based on your max HP. And then skill 1, punish, attack all enemies 3 times with a 70% chance to apply 2 turns of defense down with the first 2 attacks. And he has this crit rate leader skill, which will boost his attacks. Great unit. Light Psycho Surgeon. All around crit rate leader skill. Gains 15% crit rate when he is 6 starred. Side Blades passive. Each of your attacks could steal 1 buff from the target. For each buff you own, decrease the incoming damage and increase your outgoing damage by 10%. Additionally, any buff you gain will spread to all allies. This effect is activated only once per turn. I'm guessing that once per turn is the buffs spreading once per turn. Because this, each of your attacks could steal 1. So yeah, the activation mitigation is just on the spreading of the. Nice. Dry Slice, attack an enemy 3 times. Each attack has a 80% chance to inflict 2 turns of defense down. Very nice. Skill 1, Slice, attack an enemy has a 70% chance to inflict 2 turn damage over turn. Damage is based on your speed. Nice unit, PvP. I could see him being used. I mean, if you just want to use your LDs, I mean, you could. He looks more like a PvP unit to me, where I would recommend using him as well. The second all around crit damage leader skill, arena only, 33% crit damage leader skill, 33%. Gains 15% crit rate at 6 star. Rods of God, skill 3. Attack the enemy target. If a kill is made, grant 1 turn of invincible, and the excess damage from the kill will be dealt to all other allies. This skill ignores defense 230% of the attack, and he gains crit damage as a leader skill in arena. He is a fantastic arena offense unit. He will nuke the crap out of somebody. Illumination. Skill 2. Refresh another ally's cooldown. This ability cannot be affected by cooldown modifying effects and cannot be cast on yourself. Impact. Attack an enemy 2 times. Each attack removes 1 buff of the target with a 50% chance once skilled up. Fantastic unit. Does a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Light Specialist. Let's check this. 6 star, she gains 20% accuracy. She has a 33% attack leader skill for all teammates everywhere. Skill 3, Electromagnetic Pulse. Attack all enemies with a 100% probability of removing 2 buff effects, extending the cooldown by 2 turns, and applying 2 turns of speed down. This is a really nice skill. I kind of want one. This is almost as good as the fire one. Not quite, but almost. Electro Web skill 2. Attack all enemies 2 times with a 50% chance to apply 1 turn of stun and damage over turn each time. Still not as good as my fire specialist, but she is getting there. Gauss Rifle skill 1. Launch an electromagnetic projectile to attack the enemy. Has a percent chance to apply 1 turn of paralysis. She is very decent. Decent. Strip, cooldown, speed down, stun, damage over turn, attack leader skill, strip, cooldown, speed down. Yeah, she'd be great in tunnel. PvP tunnel. She'd do some really nice things in tunnel, I think. And then last but not least, the War Nurse, who got an imaginary debuff today. An imaginary nerf. At 6 star, she improves her nanotherapy, removes all debuffs at 6 star. That's cool. She has a leader skill of 33% defense for all teammates. It is good everywhere. Her Guardian Angel passive. She's immune to inability effects. When you heal, you will apply a shield that absorbs the amount equal to the healing amount for 2 turns. Allies under shield effect will reduce damage taken by 30% when attacked, and you have a 50% chance to counterattack. Additionally, every 20 turns, you can revive a fallen ally or self revive with 100% HP. That is what is getting changed. She will no longer self revive. If you did not watch my patch notes, again, shout out to Astra for just flat out saying, I'm just going to throw some immortal gear on her. And so, anyone that's worried about this, immortal gear, it'll save you. Immortal gear. Skill 2, nanotherapy. Remove 1 debuff. Once 6 star, remove all debuffs from all allies. Recover 26% HP once she is skilled up. And increase the target allies action bar by 50%. Fantastic unit. I absolutely hate fighting her. I usually just avoid doing so because it's not worth it in my opinion. I'll just take the loss. So why not? Injection. Skill 1, attack an enemy and recover 18% HP to the ally with the lowest health. Fantastic unit. Fantastic unit. People love using her all over the place. Can't beat her. Can't beat her, join her, right? Right, Ashra? Just get one yourself, right? That's it for the light units. We are back to the Wisp. I will be back tomorrow to finish up the dark units, and we will start summoning for fairies because we will have fairies tomorrow. I cannot wait, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a fantastic day.